We talk about Anthony Richardson, maybe potentially needs to find a new landing spot. What about potentially with the Minnesota Vikings? And the reason I say that
Oh,
is because
that's a
JJ
weird one.
McCarthy, you want to talk about maybe players that could be considered quitters? Well, JJ McCarthy pulled himself out of the game again on Sunday. Now, I know that's
Not
a
great
very
look.
maybe an unfair thing to say. He is injured on the sidelines. You could see him kind of like apologizing to Justin Jefferson, some of the offense, but him getting hurt again. But this is becoming a pattern. An injury-ridden quarterback in Minnesota. Maybe you're starting to say, hey, is JJ McCarthy a bust? And maybe is it the end of the JJ McCarthy experience with Minnesota? What's your thoughts there?
I I mean, this is what they call confliction. I'm not quite sure what this is because on one hand, I want to say we move on from young quarterbacks too fast. We don't
We
allow
do.
them to
We
develop,
100% do. I'm
which
with
I
you.
I think that is true. I think we're on the same page there. At the same time though, JJ McCarthy has not been impressive. And it just takes time. And so, do they move on? There's so many wrinkles to that. How hot of a seat is Mc, oh gosh, it's Mick, right? Something Mick.
O'Connell, Kevin O'Connell.
O'Connell. Okay, Kevin O'Connell. I don't know why O and Mick are the same to me, but how hot of a seat is he on, right? Because if he needs to win now, he will move on and try to do that next season. Obviously, you move on from Sam Darnold and what he's doing in Seattle, not a great look. So I think this is just a tough question. So I apologize for being a little scrambled, but I think that they have to keep him to prevent losing basically another Sam Darnold is how I will say it. And it might not be next year. You could get rid of him this offseason and he could go stink somewhere else. You could get rid of him in 3 years and he could go stink somewhere else. But if you wait 4 years, like how long did young quarterbacks take to develop back in early 2000s, back in the 90s? It's not a super fast process. And we heard Kirk Cousins talk about what defenses are doing now, and it's only more complicated. The way the defenses are disguising and shifting and splitting the field too. So like when I'm reading safeties on Madden, I'm just looking for cover 2, cover 1, cover 3, cover 4. I don't even understand. I know what cover 6 is, but I do not know how to identify it. And that is at super, super base level compared to what JJ McCarthy is out there having to do, make real-time route progression decisions and basically everything that comes with being a quarterback. So I would say if it's me, you give him some grace. But I do know personally, being in Iowa, a lot of Vikings fans, and I don't know if they all hold the same exact thought process.
Yeah, you're going from Kirk Cousins to JJ McCarthy. You're going from Sam Darnold to JJ McCarthy. And both those quarterbacks beforehand put up a lot of yards, won a lot of football games. And
Yeah.
the second half of the season, when McCarthy was in there, I mean, he didn't look terrible. I mean, the Vikings ended on a 5-game winning streak. A lot of people don't put that in consideration because they didn't make the playoffs. They finished on a 5-game winning streak. McCarthy played in 4 of those games. He didn't play the second to last game of the season against the Lions, but won against the Commanders 31-0, which although the Commanders were in the NFC Championship game last year, that's not the same Commanders team. They beat the Cowboys 34-26. They beat the Giants 16-13. They beat the Lions without McCarthy. And then just recently, they won against the Packers 16-3. And the Packers did sit a lot of players. Packers offense was terrible. And McCarthy was only 14 for 23, 182 before getting pulled in that football game. His stats aren't crazy, but he was winning football games. And hey, look, we've been bringing up Sam Darnold's name over and over again. This year, Sam Darnold's stats aren't crazy, but he's winning football games. In this type of development, and O'Connell is known as a quarterback guru, if you will, does he feel like he can get this offseason, maybe hopefully a healthy offseason? Because it feels like we haven't had that for JJ McCarthy, a full healthy offseason for him. And who knows if we're even going to get that now because he looks like he got injured in the final game of the season. Are you willing to go into 2026 if you're the Minnesota Vikings and say, look, JJ McCarthy's our guy. We're going to continue to build around him and just hope that he can get there going. It's not like he got sacked a lot. He only got sacked 27 times. So it's not a protection issue. It's just getting him the right weapons, which he already has a good receiving core. His running game's not the best, but I think you can improve on that pretty quickly. And it's just keeping him healthy. How do you do that?
That's a good question. I think to answer your first question, like, do they go into next season with JJ McCarthy? I have two lines of thought here, two thought processes. The first of which being maybe I'm relying on my vibes meter a little bit too much here, but all season long, it's felt like the Vikings and everything around them has been like, do we have to start JJ McCarthy today? It feels like they know that eating kale is really good for your diet, but they're just hoping that whoever's cooking dinner forgets to put it in there so they don't have to eat it. That's what it felt like a little bit this season, just my opinion. And I think that you can't have that mentality if he's your starting quarterback going into next year. I could be completely wrong on that. Like I said, I don't know if my vibes-o-meter is broken. That was just what I was picking up this season. So that has to change if I'm right about that. The other side of this, the question is, what is the expectation for next season? You have to start the year with a realistic expectation if you're going into it with JJ McCarthy as the head coach or as the quarterback, right? Is it 9-8? Is it 10-7, right? Or is it NFC North champion, like title? Like what is the actual expectation? Because once you set your expectation, I wouldn't put it too much higher than about 10 wins. I wouldn't. I think 10 wins would be a great year for JJ McCarthy.
10 wins gets you in the playoffs in the NFC North.
Yeah, provided he plays every single game, whether or not you win the NFC North or what the seeding looks like. If you get 10 wins, that is a successful season. If you want anything more than that, if you want the 1 seed, you can't go with JJ McCarthy. You make him sit, I guess, for another year and develop. Like, I don't think you move on from him, but I don't think you can use him to get to that 1 seed right now. Right now, if he exceeds expectations, awesome, great. I love that for him. But as of right now, I wouldn't do that. So that's kind of my thought process on how do you approach the JJ McCarthy situation for next year? I think he's got a lot of juice in him. You mentioned the winning. It just started really rough this year. He could absolutely develop into one of the league's best quarterbacks. But I think it's going to take some time, and you have to be ready if you're a Vikings fan for next season to maybe not be the playoffs. Right? Like if you're going to take a year and just develop McCarthy.
Well, I think this is arguably, and I think stats would show it, the toughest division in football, the NFC North. This is the first time in NFL history that we've had a division with all winning records, the NFC North, and then a division with all losing records, the NFC South. First time in NFL history. So look, the Vikings are a half win away from being in the playoffs. The Packers are the 7th seed. They were finished 9-7-1. That tie got them in. If it wasn't for that, the Vikings, they finished 9-8. They just finished outside. It's not like, even with all the injury issues from JJ McCarthy this season, even with all of them, I think if you have a healthy JJ McCarthy, if you believe in him, if you think that he can get you over that hump and he's completely healthy, if you can get into the playoffs. The question is, do you think he's completely healthy? Do you think he can stay? Do you believe in his longevity? If not, I think you have to look a little deeper into this quarterback room. Is Max Brosmer your right choice to be a backup quarterback to JJ McCarthy? Maybe you go out and get a solid veteran backup to be behind JJ McCarthy. So if something does happen, something that, Minnesota was hoping to have with Carson Wentz before he got injured, I think you have to go maybe attack that route again. That's probably what I think they do in the offseason.
How long is Russell Wilson's contract?
We don't need Russell Wilson anywhere in the NFL anymore.
What about backup for JJ McCarthy? I feel like that'd be pretty sweet.
I think he's cooked, bud. I think
he's a 1-year contract with the Giants. Yeah. Let's get Russell Wilson into Minnesota's locker room, man. I think that's the key. I think that's actually a valid pickup if you're Minnesota. He's probably going to cost you what, $500, whatever Vetman is. Like, what is his theme thing? Is it like, let's go Vikings, let's conquer? Like, it's not let's ride. Like, what would it be if you're Russ here? Could it be like
let's pillage?
Are they horns? What could it be? Horns up? Like, just it's gonna come off the wall, whatever it is.
It'll be wild. Whatever, Russ will figure out something. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm excited for it though. I think that'd be fun. That'd be sweet.
Your definition of fun and my definition of fun are completely different. I like Russell Wilson. I think he was a great quarterback in Seattle, and things just fell through elsewhere. But I think he's done. I think he's cooked. Yes, I think it's time for Russ Wilson to to go and get a job with Amazon Prime or something like that. So, no, I'm good. I'm good on that one. But I do think a veteran quarterback is what Minnesota needs. Like Carson Wentz, what they had. Now, if
Jameis
Wentz
Winston,
is healthy and he's back, it's perfect.
What would you consider Jameis Winston to be a veteran like of that level by now?
100%. Jameis Winston's on his way out. I don't know if Jameis Winston plays another season either. So I mean, yeah.
No. I am not mentally ready for an NFL without Jameis Winston. Okay, so don't even speak that into the universe. But that would make sense because medium to medium high chance that JJ McCarthy doesn't play at least one game next season, and it feels like every year Jameis Winston steps up and delivers just some, quote after quote after quote, plays in a game, and then kind of disappears off the face of the earth once again. So I
don't know if Vikings had
James
horses,
Winston might make more sense.
I don't know if the horse is ready for battle. I don't know if that would fit. Yeah.
I just genuinely never know what he's going to say. And maybe
neither do I.
Maybe we should hope for him to get into media instead of just continuing quotes as a quarterback. Maybe I'm getting too far ahead of myself here, but
I think
actually
you definitely
both of those
are way ahead of yourself. Yes, way ahead of yourself, but that's okay.